everybody, it's Penguin and Chef.
Hello.
Hi Chef.
Hello.
We're coming and doing a little bit of a quick video here. I had one of our friends and subscribers contact me and ask me about cinnamon rolls. So I'd asked them, do you want the bready, yeasty type cinnamon rolls or the ones you're talking about, more the biscuit type cinnamon rolls? And she responded back and she said the biscuit type. She hadn't had them for a long time. Couldn't really remember how they had made them at the time. So I thought, okay, we'll just put a video together because Chef's been wanting some cinnamon biscuits anyway, or some cinnamon rolls anyway, but ours are going to be just a tad bit different and we'll get into that. So,
Hello.
Are you saying hello again, Chef?
Hello.
Hello. He's happy because we have a ½ inch of snow outside.
Hello.
Hello.
I got to make my favorite kind of snow today. Yellow snow.
We have 6 kids that do that. Okay, so to make these cinnamon rolls that we're going to be... I feel like I'm talking really loud, like I'm like screaming. Anyway, I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit.
What? I can't hear you.
To make these kind of cinnamon rolls, you can use Biscuit, or we're just using the Pillsbury all-purpose baking mix. Same difference. Pretty much Biscuit pancake mix is all about the same. Well, some.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to add egg into some things that you make with Biscuit, and sometimes not. So
My favorite kind of pancake mix is that crustea.
Crusties or whatever it's called, yeah.
I like adding eggs to that because they get really fluffy. They make great waffles.
Now, I've never used the Pillsbury one before, but we found this on sale, and it says it's new. So we're going to give it a try and see how well it works out. So for this, to start out, I've got my bowl here. I'm going to be using, it's going to be a little bit difficult because the bag tore on me. Instead of opening like, well, you guys know how it goes. A bag never opens like you want it to. Instead, it has a mind of its own. Anyway, we want 4½ cups because we're going to make about 12 cinnamon rolls, depending on which way I roll it, actually. So I'm going to get this in here. Once I get my 4½ cups in here, I'll bring it back. Okay, I've got my 4½ cups of my baking mix in here now. And to this, I'm going to be adding 1 1/3 cups of buttermilk. So I'm going to go ahead and dump in my 1 cup. And I'm going to go ahead and pour out my 1/3. And I may use it or I may not use it. It'll just depend. So I'm going to go ahead and add my other 1/3 cup. If I need to add a little bit more, I will. And if you feel that you need to add a little bit more, but just add in just like a little splash at a time. I always say, you know, just do a tablespoon at a time and see how it feels for you. Because sometimes, you know, you want to get in and work with it with your hands, because sometimes dough won't come together real well until you actually get into it with your hands and you get to mixing it around. Which is what I'm getting ready to do. Like I said, my hands are clean. I've already washed them. No nail polish. So I'm just gonna get in here and smush this together with my fingers. Okay, so I'm getting ready to roll this out onto my paper. Now, instead of using flour, I'm going to use the baking mix to roll this out on. Just a little bit. All right. I'm going to spread it around. I'm going to turn my dough ball right onto my surface. And yes, I'm using my old trusty Wilton's papers again that I like to use. Hang on, I'm going to clean my hands and get this in the sink. Okay, I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. I washed my hands and I wanted to show you, I'm just using my big 9-inch pie plate right here. I'm going to go ahead and start getting this rolled out. I can tell you right now that this Pillsbury baking mix seems to be a little bit more mealy than Biscuit does, just by a little bit. Not saying it's not going to work out the same. It just seems to be a little bit more a little bit more mealy to me. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just cut part of this away. Since I am doubling the batch, I'm going to put this off to the side over here and just work with this part first. So you want to get it to like at least a 10 by 12 rectangle. I always try to square up my ends first. Makes it a little bit easier to try to get it to keep its shape. If you're starting out with a square to begin with, like me, I'm a square. You want to get it to about 1/8 of an inch thick. Make sure I got flour all under here because we don't want it sticking much. So we're going to give it another rotation. And we're going to roll some more. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pastry cutter and I'm just going to make an even cut. For my rolls, I'm just going to cut off any of the excess because I can always roll it into my other batch. All right. Set this over here. All right. I'm going to give it one more roll this way. Okay. Okay, guys, so I went ahead and turned my rectangle and...
Hello.
You and your hello. What we're going to do now is I've got some butter here. It's partially melted, partially not.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
I'm just going to grab my pastry brush and I'm just going to brush it on. I have, for one batch, you would need 2 1/4 cups of baking mix, whether it's Biscuit or whatever you choose, and 2/3 cup of buttermilk. And for the butter part, you would need 1/4 cup of butter. I'm going to blend this out here. You can melt it all the way and brush it on if you want to, but you don't have to. It's all going to be the same. Get it all the way to the edges and all the way across. This is what's going to hold all of your goodness in place. I'm going to get just a little bit more. Sorry guys for bumping the camera. I rolled this out a little bit longer than 12 inches, and this is more like 18 inches. But it really doesn't matter how much you roll it out. Whatever works best. Usually 10 to 12 is a good size. But Chef wants his a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I like Texas size cinnamon rolls.
He likes bigger cinnamon rolls. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through with some brown sugar. And I'm just going to sprinkle brown sugar all over this. We like brown sugar better than we do the white sugar. It just gives the cinnamon rolls a better flavor. This is light brown sugar, I'll add. So all together, probably about 2/3 cup. Or a little extra if you want it. Like I said, you just can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with brown sugar and butter and cinnamon and, well,
better to better.
You guys all know, right? That's not all we're doing to these because, you know, I'm married to the chef. And when you're married to the chef, it just can't be simple. It can't be the simple thing. But that's okay. We like things amped up just a little bit. So, getting this all spread out here.
Everybody else does simple. Why do we got?
Again, these papers are just awesome that I'm using here because once I'm done, I can just clean this all up and I ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Real quick, I've got my cutting board here. I've taken a can of these Lux fried apples. If you guys have never had these, try them. They are super, super good. You can get them at Walmart, Myers. So I'm just going to dump some apples out here on the cutting board.
They have fried peaches too.
Yeah, they have fried peaches with cinnamon. And as soon as I can find my knife over here, as you can tell, this is just a wonky little video. So I'm going to hold these in my hand right here, and I'm just going to go through and chop up my apples a little bit. I should have done this earlier, but I didn't get it done. I think for now that's good. So I'm going to set that right back there for a minute. And I'm going to grab my cinnamon. I would say about a couple of tablespoons of cinnamon ought to work well for you. Depends on how much you and your family like cinnamon. But after all, these are cinnamon rolls. Hence the reason why you want to use cinnamon. And I need to put some of this on my grocery list because my cinnamon is getting a little bit low. Just get cinnamon all over. You can mix the brown sugar and cinnamon ahead of time if you want to, but it's a step that you don't have to do. All right, so I'm just gonna go through with my hands and press a little bit. Press all around. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, if you don't want apples, this is where you're just gonna go ahead and roll it up now. If you want apples, then you do like I do. Like I said, if you don't, just roll it up now. I'm just going to go through, and like I said, these apples have been drained. And you guys saw me, we just chopped them up a little bit. If you want pecans or walnuts, you can put a few of those in right now, but I would make sure that you chop them up pretty fine. We're going to do apples. Yes, we are.
Yeah, there's just so many variations on cinnamon rolls. Orange cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, orange cinnamon rolls.
Raisin cinnamon rolls. Apple cinnamon rolls.
Cherry rolls. Strawberry rolls. You name it, you can have it.
Those ones I like making out of the canned ones when I add the cranberry and orange and bacon to that Uncle Vern likes.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Okay. I think that's enough apple, and that'll leave a snack there for the chef. A lot of times people will start from the long end and roll this way. But I didn't make him as deep this way because we want him to be bigger around this way. So I'm starting down here. You guys can see. Just going to fold it over a little bit. And we're just going to tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. Make sure you're not sticking underneath on your paper. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Push your ends together. Bring this towards me a little bit and just keep right on rolling. Dust off any excess baking flour that you may have right there. If you get a little hole, it's okay. Just pinch it and you're good to go. So I'm going to bring this back to me and I'm just going to pinch right here as best as I can. Like I said, I'm not real fond of this Pillsbury baking mix, but it's okay. It'll work. All right.
Steal an apple.
Do what?
Steal a piece of apple.
I'm pushing, stealing apple. Pushing my ends in. You can tuck them under, but I'm just pushing them in. Now I'm going to take my pastry cutter and I'm just going to go through, and these are going to be about 1.5 inches. All right. Can you move that and hand me my baking dish, please?
What do you mean moved?
The cutting board and hand me my baking dish. All right. Thank you. I'm going to lightly spray my baking dish with some butter spray. And I'll just hold it. I'm going to pick up my cinnamon rolls and just
Let me hold it.
put them right in here. You don't have to. It's all right. Thank you. You can if you want to. If you want to hold my pan.
Trying to help.
Thank you. All right. We're just putting these in here. Press down just a tad. All right. There we go. You guys can see those. Those are the first 6 I have. And this. Okay, guys, I'm just going to show you. I thought, well, while I'm picking this up, it'd be a good time to show them how easy it is to use these things if you guys haven't. They just, like I said, they just stick down. They've got these little sticky tabs on the corner. And this is all there is to it. You saw what a big mess I had, right? Well, now that big mess is in here. Ta-da! And there you have a clean surface. Okay, as I was throwing my thing away, Chef's like, I thought I was what'd you say?
I don't remember.
He thought he was the mess around here. That's what he said. Okay, now, what I'm going to do real quick, just went ahead off camera and fixed another little roll, so we had a full dish. Took the rest of our dough and put it in a Ziploc bag, got it airtight, and put it in the refrigerator. So that is for our glaze that we're going to do, this powdered sugar. So what I'm going to do now, just as a little pièce de résistance, is I'm going to take a little bit of brown sugar and just sprinkle a little bit on top of each one of our little cinnamon apple biscuit rolls here. So sprinkle a little bit on there. Okay. Now what we're going to do, and I don't know how many of your moms or grandmas ever did this, we're going to do a little soak before they go in the oven. Right before they go in the oven. So I've got my measuring cup here. Got some heavy whipping cream. And I'm just going to do about 2/3 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. And I'm going to put this in just a little bit more. I'm going to put this in the microwave and let it get just a little bit warm, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my heavy whipping cream. I just stuck it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come and pour this all along the little crevices of our cinnamon rolls. Just a little bit. Alright, I think that should be about good. So I didn't even use 2/3 of a cup, just a little bit less than that. So if you can see it right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven. And I'm going to bake it for roughly 30 minutes. It just depends. I'll start checking it at about 20 minutes. And I'll let you know, everybody's oven's different. So I'll show you what these look like when they're done. And I'll tell you exactly how long I baked them. As soon as I get them in the oven, we'll start working on the glaze. Okay, everybody, while those are in the oven doing their thing, we're going to go ahead and start working on our little glaze that's going to go on top.
Come on, come on, come on. Get them done. Come on, come on, come on.
Okay, Charlie. I'm going to need a cup of powdered sugar or confectioner sugar. About a cup of that. We're going to use a tablespoon of melted butter in this.
Cherry ones.
Yeah, anything.
Strawberry.
Anything is good. Oops. We're also going to need about a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. That's going to go in. And even if you want it like this and you want some maple flavoring in your glaze, now would be a good time to, instead of adding vanilla extract like I'm going to, you can add some maple extract.
How about that one I had at the restaurant the one time? It was maple bourbon.
Maple bourbon, yeah. You can do anything. Like I said, it's just whatever you feel like. A half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Right there. And that's it for this. And we're just going to whisk this together and see how it is. If we need to add a little bit more heavy whipping cream, we can. I don't like too runny of a glaze. And see how this is it's pasty. So I need to add a little bit more heavy whipping cream. You just want to add it until it gets to the consistency that you personally like. And when the cinnamon rolls are done, I'm going to let them cool for just a few minutes, about 5 minutes maybe. Splash more. Let them cool for about 5 minutes before I go and put the glaze on top. I like it to be thicker, more like an icing than I do a runny glaze. You know how when you buy the cinnamon rolls at the store and you get that little tub of the glaze for them? That's kind of like, that's the thickness that I like to be on mine. If you can see that, it's a little bit more, has some oomph to it.
And they never give you enough glaze either.
No, they never give you enough glaze. We usually always have to make extra. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this off to the side. And as soon as the rolls are done, I'm going to check them at 20 minutes and see how they look. If they don't look done, I'm going to go ahead and cover them with a little bit of foil and let them go for about another 5 minutes or so. But I'll let you know exactly how long it takes for me to get them done.
Come on, come on, come on.
We'll be back. Okay, guys, they are still bubbling straight out of the oven. So you can see all of our brown sugar, our pieces of apple. I left them in there for 25 minutes. So we're just gonna let these cool for about 5 minutes or so. And when they're done, then I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys back and we'll put a glaze on them. So I'll see you soon. Okay, guys, I'm back and this has been sitting here cooling for about 5 minutes or so. Hello, Chef saying hello.
Hello.
All right. My icing has got a little bit thicker on me as it's been sitting and waiting on the cinnamon rolls to cook. You can see that it's thicker, but that's okay because these are still, they're still hot. I'm just gonna spread this out a little bit all over my cinnamon rolls. And anyway, guys, when I get done with this, I'll bring you back. Hey everybody, before we pull a cinnamon roll out and Chef's gonna taste test it for you, I wanted to show you guys this. This is what I was talking about when it comes to the counter covers. They're Wilton's disposable counter covers. Now, this was a package of 3, 36 by 24 inch. And these are kind of pricey. I mean, more than what I would want to pay. I think I gave about $4 or $5 for these at Walmart. I went on Amazon and I found some on sale. So I ordered a whole box of 50 for $10.98. And you can't beat that. That is a big savings from what you would pay from Walmart. And as you can see, these are a lifesaver. It saves you from having to clean up so much mess. So I just wanted to show you what I was talking about when I say the disposable counter covers. So these are still hot. So we're gonna go here. And do you want a big one? Yeah. Okay, Chef wants a big one. So.
Hello.
I'm gonna see if I can fish him out this one right here. Like I said, they're still hot. So break them apart from each other and put it on a plate here. He'll be out in just a minute to do his taste test. So ooey and gooey, if you guys can see that. So yummy. So I'm gonna set that right there on the plate and we're gonna wait for Chef. And as soon as he gets done, we'll be back. Okay, we're back for Chef to do the official taste test because, well, even though we've had him before, he always has to do the taste test. So,
hello.
Actually, because this is a new baking mix, so yeah. So we want to see. You didn't even show him a picture. He was in too big of a hurry. No apple in there?
Yeah, it was apple.
There you go. There's a big piece up a little. There you go. There's a big piece with the apple. Well, Chef, what do you think?
They're terrible. That's the worst.
What?
That's the worst thing I ever ate.
What?
You shouldn't eat any of them. I'll just take these and get rid of them for you.
Funny, haha. Party hard.
They're really good.
Can I have a taste?
Uh-uh.
I want to taste. I'm going in for a taste. And yeah, it's still burning hot.
Yeah. It's weird. She can eat hot food.
Apple hot.
And I can't. But I can eat hot food that's hot to the touch.
Apple hot.
Good.
Oh my goodness, those are delicious.
Yeah, you can see the stuff still running there because they're hot in the middle. Took them out a little too soon out of the pan to serve one, but it's good.
You mean the glaze is running over?
Yeah.
They are so moist, and if you've never done the heavy whipping cream soak, I highly recommend it because it keeps your biscuits from being so dry.
Oh God, yeah, these are moist.
And when you know, all biscuits, no matter what kind you make, they get hard when they sit out for an hour or 2 hours. It's just the way it is. Just take one, pop it in the microwave for 10 or 15 seconds, and it's going to be just as good as it was when it came out of the oven.
Especially McDonald's. Boy, they're terrible about having crusty, hard biscuits.
Yeah, you can microwave those things. It doesn't make any difference. I'm talking about the homemade ones. Okay, guys, well, that's it. Just wanted to share this recipe because we had a subscriber that asked about it. And
Ow.
it's hot.
I'm trying to show them.
There you guys go.
Ow, ow, ow.
Anyway, they're really, really good. I recommend you guys give them a try. Simple to make. But as with all our videos, they always run on too long. So we will catch you guys in the next video.
See you guys later.
Bye,
Hello.
guys.
Hello.
Bye, guys.